We are live. What's up, everybody? Adam, happy new year, bud.
Happy New Year, man. I was just reading Debbie's comment about with as early as we all got up because she was on that Chill Dogs ride. Where's the coffee?
Where is the coffee? What an amazing ride to start off the New Year's. Man, hats off again to the Trail Dogs for a stupendous group ride on New Year's Day.
Good. If you all get a chance to go on any Trail Dogs group ride, do it. They just really know how to run group rides. And don't worry about your skill level, your fitness level, how long you've been MTBing, anything. They got you. And you're going to find that you'll be with a great group of people of varying skill levels. And it's probably never a better time, right, Mark, to like learn new skills or challenge yourself with like that stoke of that camaraderie and everyone, that encouragement of everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. They make it safe. They make it fun. I mean, I think at one point the head count was 56 people on the New Year's ride, and nobody had to get heloed out. Nobody had to get wheeled out. Everybody was able to get out on their own power with a big old smile on their face.
That's a good day. And I mean, and I'm going to be working on an edit of that video for not this Monday, but following Monday, about a week from now. And I can't wait because we saw people like sending it, like everyone was stepping up their game, like everyone, based on their own level. But that was flipping awesome, man.
Dude, so much. I had no idea that place held that much goodness in there. Once we got in and around Sycamore Canyon, hats off to the trail builders out there. That place was just legit. So fun.
How good was that dirt after all that rain too? It just held so well.
So good. Yeah. So good. Just going to say what's up to the folks that are in here real fast here, Adam. Isaiah is in the house. Thank you, Mr. Isaiah. You are the man. Thank you, Trail Dogs. Right. Producer Debbie's in here, which is awesome. We got Matt. I think, Matt, did I send you footage of you going big today? This might be the same Matt. If so, Matt also stoked to hear what's in store for tonight. Bobby V is in the house.
I love how cool is Bobby V, right? I got to meet him like a week ago and just instantly like fell in love with the guy. Just good dude.
Bobby's awesome. My buddy that was out today had some shock issues with his air. And luckily we were sitting there fiddling around with his air shock and Bobby pulled up. He's like, "Yo, dude, I'm totally late." And we got there. We were able to ride out together. So I got a chance to talk with Bobby. Bobby's super cool, man. So fun.
So awesome. And he got a new bike. He got a dope new Intense that he was rocking.
He did. Yeah. That was the, what was that? That was your maiden voyage, Bobby, that black and white colorway. Was that a, what was that? Was that a Meta AM you were rocking? Or I think he got it from Spoke X, but he was stoked on it and it was treating him well.
And shout out to Gravity because he went to Gravity Cycles to actually get it like tuned, and he was raving about how well they did. He said it was like $80, totally worth it. I know Outsider supports him, a lot of other people, so I think that was really, really cool.
I got to get out there. I got to get out there for that for sure. Yeah. Alpha MTB is in the house. What's up, buddy?
Alpha? What a great guy. He's so good.
He's rocking the Coopers as well, man.
I know. Hey, if you're not rocking Afton Coopers and you wear flats, it'll blow your mind how good those shoes are.
Yes, totally. I actually crashed yesterday evening in Afton Coopers, and I honestly swear that 3/4 ankle support helped me with the way that I fell on a cambered section on a rock, and my ankle was still working today.
Did those mids help? Because they're mids. They're not, right? They're not like the Oxford low cuts.
Yes, I think those mids really helped me. I only just have like the heel pressure on my foot, but everything else feels good. So I got those just in time.
I love it. And I know even today you were saying you think they even helped you today. Just keep it a little more secure out there, right? Take some dampen some of that trail feel on the pedals.
Exactly. Because they don't have that weeping to them. They're really stiff on the pedal. So it was like having extra support, which was awesome. Which is Air Blair's in here. He says, "Shabuya, ya." Roll call.
Yeah, roll call. My name is Blair. Yeah, that is my name. Yeah, they call me Air Blair. Yeah, because that is my MTV roll call.
Yeah. What an entrance, Blair.
Listen, do you think we can agree, Blair? If any of you get a chance to meet Air Blair, what a gift of a human being. Just adore Eric Blair in every way. What a great guy. Great guy.
Super good guy.
Yeah.
Craig is in here. Oh man,
Oh,
Craig.
what happened to you, man? He had a mechanical, huh?
Dude, the worst gut feeling where we're halfway through the group ride and they go, "Hey, where's MTB Raging?" And
Yeah.
everyone's looking around like, Where'd Craig
Yeah,
go?"
where'd Craig go?
I'm just imagining him laying on the side of the trail like, "They left me."
Who was supposed to look after Craig?
I know. All of us, I think, but we all felt that feeling of like, "Oh my god, I should text him."
Yeah.
And I think Isaiah got a hold of him and he had mechanicals. So hope you're able to get those fixed, buddy. I'm sorry you
Yeah.
missed out on that ride.
Hey, I see Chef John's here.
Oh
I want to
yeah.
say a special thank you. Chef John Hubbard is what a great guy and shreds. Like, oh my God, when I got his footage on our Flock Ascenders ride, I don't think John uses brakes. Like at all. I was just like, oh my gosh. And been a supporter of the channel and just really, really means a lot to me. Thanks, John. I appreciate you being here and all your support.
Yeah, Chef John, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Last time I saw Chef John was on on our ride to Aliso that you hosted us.
Yeah,
That
it was a good time. I'm glad he can come out. Just good guy, man.
good guy. We got Charlie Hicks all the way in the house from Georgia.
What's up?
Up?
Charlie down south. I used to live in South Carolina for a while. Not quite Georgia. I do like Georgia. I've been to Atlanta a couple times. So
That's so good. Man, happy new year, everybody. Everyone's in here. Bobby says it was the Common Sol Meta AM. Dang. Alpha MTB says daddy duties this weekend can't ride, but they're in spirit. Always good.
You're hey, and that's spirit. Truth, man. Like Alpha is just one of the most supportive dudes, part of the bomber crew, if y'all don't know, and just like really means a lot to me.
He's a good man. Joseph is in here. Look at this sender. So speaking of people leveling up today, good God. I cannot wait to send footage out there into the internet world to show Joseph just slaying some Sycamore Canyon.
Check out my stories for a taste of Zabo leading a train that starts with Zabo and ends with Master J. A step up at Sycamore, like a step up gap.
Yes.
I guess that's putting it lightly. And it is just like magic. And Joseph has, we call him Master Joseph. I want to set something clear because some people don't know this. Early in my channel, a guy named Brian Shaquin, great guy, reached out and, wanted to ride. So me, Joseph, Robert, and Brian met up at Santiago Oaks. And Brian, we, quickly fell in love with, and he was the one who just coined the term Master Joseph. And it sticks because Joseph just has, he's got this focus and poise about him. Like he's just going to keep progressing. But today, oh my gosh, like, yeah, that's why we call you Master Joseph. Like that was a beautiful shot.
So insane. There was for folks of you who know Sycamore Canyon on the north side, there's also this crazy drop off of this bridge that you literally go across a trail and down. And Master J was sending that one today, which was awesome. Good Lord. Bobby V is giving a shout out to Gravity Suspension. Also, he says that suspension setup is worth it. I got to do that. I got to get that done.
I was thinking this right after he said it. It's like I would take the trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's just go make a party out of it.
Exactly. That would be fun. Maybe we get a group of us down there and get our suspension. I hear that you get your suspension set, cater to you, your weight, and then they actually have you right around the parking lot, drop some stairs, and get to see what the bike does with you with their settings, which would be nice to have because then I think you get to keep that, right? They give you all the clicks and
that's what he said. Yeah, he gives you like your own personally dialed thing. And Bobby was out there riding when it was wet and still like getting dialed in. So yeah, that sounds like they're real pro about it.
Rain or shine, those guys are out there. Look at this. Send it. Frankie is in the house. What's Happy New Year, Frankie.
Hey, Frankie, you have a cameo in Monday's video, and it's a blink and you'll miss it cameo, but it's a totally worthwhile cameo. So be prepared for this Monday's video.
Oh man, Chef John says, love you guys. Awesome. Alpha MTB says brakes are only suggested, never necessary.
Oh, okay. I think Chef John subscribes to that.
That's why he's so fast. Oh man, Octodad, Happy New Year in New Zealand. His New Year was God, he got a chance to get in there yesterday, huh? Or
he had New Year's well before we did, so he was able to give us a sneak peek at what we could expect.
so
Right?
good.
Yeah.
So good.
And
Yeah.
you know how nice Marty was? He sent me the nicest DM about a week ago on Instagram, and I just want to say I really appreciate that so much, Marty. Like y'all, man, the MTB community right now, if you are part of it, you are part of something so incredibly, incredibly special that really knows no bounds. This is not just a SoCal scene. It really, I mean, look, we got Georgia and New Zealand in here. Like it extends beyond that, and we just something really good is building.
Yeah. We're so lucky to be in the mix of all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Good grief. We got, oh, hey, Danny is in here. UO
Yeah,
SoCal.
the Urban Outdoorsman.
Yes.
He was
Yes.
out there with
Yes.
us today.
He was. I saw Danny. I saw Urban Outdoorsman out there sending a few things here and there. He's
Another
trying to
great
play
guy.
it coy.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
sense of humor too. He's got a good sense of
I'm gonna
humor.
take it easy. I'm not gonna do any of this stuff today. Like, I think I just saw you sending some jumps over
Right?
there,
I know. You look out the
bro.
corner of your eye and he's like hitting stuff. No one's looking, I'm going.
I know, exactly. Exactly. We got Michael Selby in here. He says, Happy New Year.
Happy
What's
New
up,
Year,
Michael?
Michael.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Bobby says, looking like a pro today, Joseph.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
I loved it. It says here for that suspension setup, going back to that, Bobby V says appointment only for gravity suspension. Plan accordingly.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. I
Good
guess
to
you
know.
got to set that up. That's going to take some time,
For sure.
which is a good thing. Bobby, let us know. Could we do that at a lunch break? Is that fast enough for us to do at a lunch break? I wonder.
Good question. Oh, Boise's in here.
Oh, Ace is in the house.
What's
Hey,
up?
what's going on up in here? Who brought the coffee? I love
Boise,
it.
Debbie was asking the same thing. We all need it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Isaiah says, "Yep, Joseph killed it. I think I have some footage of you, man. Hit up
Totally
trail
did.
dogs."
That
Yeah.
was great to see. That was important to him. Y'all don't understand. So that gap that he hit, that step up gap that he hit today, he had seen that I think about a year ago. Our first trip out to Sycamore, and when Brian showed us that, and I remember, like, I think it just planted a seed in his head. He'd been wanting to hit it ever since, and has been working on his jumping game and a lot of reality testing and knowing his skill versus what he feels. And today, I think you saw all that click into place for him, which is really cool.
Man, he just leveled up all day today.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, that step up is crazy because for the folks who aren't sure what we're talking about, if you go to the plunge of that Sycamore Canyon in the far left side of that plunge, there's a step up jump that lands in literally a pile of rocks. The rocks have a landing on it, but if you go to the left, to the right, or go short, it's not a good day. So,
I would be going short. That would be like a Wile E. Coyote, like hitting the wall if I had attempted that today. So.
Right? Yeah, Isaiah says for sure. I've got the footage just saying you sent it like 7 feet past the lip.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's no exaggeration.
It is. Oh man. So guys, I'm so stoked everyone's here. Happy New Year to everybody. Adam and I are on here for a multitude of reasons. We're just kind of doing a smorgasbord of talks and answering questions and hanging out with everybody for New Year's. Also giving the Adam Mock channel a push to 8,000. So if you haven't yet, let's get on there and subscribe, because Adam, you're close, man. What are you, like?
Yeah, I'm doing a tally right now. 874, which this is not impossible, right? I wanted it by January 1st, which was the goal. And that meant like stroke of midnight time. So when it hits 12:01, and everything turns into a pumpkin again. Mark, when we were first talking about doing this, as a push and a giveaway, there isn't a plan B on here, people. I appreciate all the support, but the reality of it is, we don't have, and I definitely don't have, like, the basket full of goods in my hands. This is commitments from the partners who have contributed, meaning whoever wins, I would have reached out to all of them to make sure that we have gloves in your size, shoes in your size, jerseys and t-shirts in your size, custom made package with all of those, wonderful goodies in it for you. So if we don't hit that 1,000, which we know that this was a big push, Mark, we said, that's the big carrot right now that we have dangling. So
yeah. What was cool is when we decided to do this, how quickly our community really just embraced this idea.
Mhm.
Specifically, the folks that were throwing in prizes. I mean,
Yeah.
Unspoken jumped up, MTB
Mhm.
Raging jumped up, and then
Yeah.
you had like the big companies like TASCO jumped in,
Mhm.
Afton jumped in, Deity jumped in. I
Mhm.
mean, you know, it was very cool to see how supportive they all are,
Oh,
which is wonderful.
I love it. Not only like for me, we're all different. I think we all experience that anxiety on big trail rides. Take a trail ride to the trail dogs, which is why I'm encouraging you all to go on a group trail ride. Find a good group, and the trail dogs is a good one. Um, when you all get together and there's that moment before you drop in. What's up, Shiloh? Good to see you. Shiloh's another supporter of the channel. Everything has a flock jersey. Really good to see you on here. Um, there's that moment I think everyone mentally sizes up one another, right? Because you're like, who's going first? And you go ahead of me. And a trail dog rules state really fast, go first, really slow, go last, and figure out the middle. But when I think about the community, it showed me that there's a lot of voices that have a place at the table in our YouTubing community, right?
Mhm.
We have our Mark Hills and our Trail Dogs and our Outsiders and our Allens and our Mo and Hannahs and our Kyles, right? And our Heathers. Uh, and here I am where I'm very clear, like, if you go on a ride with me, I'm not claiming that I'm going to send it or that I'm going to shred or anything, right? But I'll be very real about my experiences out there, and to see the community come together to support a channel that I've been working on for 2 years this Monday. It was very heartwarming. It just showed me it's kind of like those group rides, right? There's like a place for everybody at it. So thank
Yeah.
you for that, everyone. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, and I love your channel, man. You always drop in a lot of good nuggets in there. So not only is like the editing work done really well, in my opinion, I love the way that it's done. And also, like you're a licensed coaching specialist. So you're always dropping wisdom and knowledge and gold nuggets that you could pick up. So I'm always like, ooh, that's good stuff.
I appreciate that. I do. My favorite videos are the ones where we do group rides. And here's what's so cool about the way this works. If any of you have a channel and are trying to grow it, or any of you are thinking of starting a channel, Mark, what would you say? Like, would you agree that some of what it's going to take to be successful is getting involved in the mountain biking community? Like, you're not going to do this. You're not going to do this alone, right? Like, none of us are islands out there, are we?
No, exactly. I think you definitely have to have the support. Community is always important. And if this is something that you want to do, you're always gonna have to just look beyond what might be holding you back
Mhm.
and just get in there and start cranking the wheel, and stuff starts to happen. As long as you start getting involved, which is the hardest and scariest part, I think.
Very scary. And the consistency too. By the way, Bike Park 167 is saying you should have a link for his channel on description. Just go to YouTube and look up Adam Mock, and you'll see the crowning achievement icon on there, like he has on the screen. You should be able to find me.
I'm going to put that on there as well. Visit site. I'm going to
Mhm.
go ahead and stick that in the link as well. For folks that are on, I'm going to try to put Adam Mock's link into the description.
Thanks for that heads up, Bike Park. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
But again, right? Like, so none of us are islands on it, and consistency is everything. Like, I think it's really about being an active part of the community. And what you'll find is, if you do that, regardless of your skill level, regardless of how long you've been riding, you're going to find a larger community that absolutely will embrace you, be stoked to see you sharing the same trails with them, want to collab with you, become fans of yours. You'll become fans of theirs, and it I don't know, it just really kind of helps everything go around. I think about, like, we were talking about MTB Raging, how cool it is on the back of his tailgate pad. He was hitting us up the other day. He's like a billboard for some of his
Yeah.
favorite people. Like, he's got stickers of all of ours, like on the back of his tailgate pad, representing us. It's really cool.
It's very cool. I love it. Man, so to your channel, I know that there was one story we were all putting in there. What was your favorite Adam Mock video?
Mhm.
And for me, mine was rated ridiculous. What rated ridiculous. If
Yeah.
you guys have not seen this episode, please do yourselves a favor and go in there to Adam Mock's channel. Look up the ridiculous one. It's the green thumbnail, it looks like it's a movie rating and it's rated R for ridiculousness.
Mhm. That's a special one on a number of levels, Mark. So it's genuinely ridiculous. It was my first time at Slaughterhouse. Like, it was like a flock, I think 5 or 6 of us out at Slaughterhouse for the first time. I was still nursing a torn MCL and LCL. And this is when I started like realizing like I can barely function on an uphill. And that's a very feature heavy trail, right? Like there's a lot, like that's a playground. But here's what I love about it, Mark. We are friends because you had visited Slaughterhouse first and posted a video that I didn't know that Joey Yates from Uncaged MTB is in. And that was the first time you and Joey rode together, was in your Slaughterhouse video.
Yes.
Right?
That's
and
right.
then I hit you up to be like, yo, where is this? And to become friends with you and Joey and to have such a great time out there was with Master Joseph and Robert and Brian and Jeff Kroom out there. And I don't want to give away spoilers, but do what Mark says, look that up. And it's just a comedy of errors.
That was so good. I laughed so hard on that one. It is one of those ones where you start laughing and you can't stop. It's just uncontrollable laughter. And it's unexpected. I mean, you don't even realize it's going to hit you.
I didn't realize what was going to hit me, and I'll be on that trail. So that was a good one.
Blair's always dropping these subliminal messages. A peek behind the curtains. We have this group chat where with Air Blair and Adam Mock and Isaiah and Uncaged MTB. And every time Blair texts us, he always puts this in the text thread. SART, Santa Ana River Trail. He wants to do this so bad as a squad, and we have yet not to.
We haven't been able to coordinate it, but we need to do that. We need to do that.
Sometimes we'll just get a good morning, everybody, and this will be like the majority of the text is this SART.
Hey, Michael, I see in the chat, Michael saying, how do we get stickers from you guys to represent you? One, if you see us on the trails, we usually have stickers, but 2, if you really want some, I'd say DM us. Be happy to get you, get some stickers over to you. Anyone who wants to represent us, I think, is a huge honor. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Michael. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Way to start the New Year's. What's up, Nick? MTB Nick was out there. Nick 123.
Nick.
Such a good.
Nick was sending it too today,
dude. Yeah. So there was this rock roller section, and I had to go through my footage, Nick. But man, that was gnarly. Where his front tire went in that gap.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Y'all have to understand, like when you're looking at it on the profile, this is a gnarly thing. I love Aaron from Trail Dogs. He kind of hits it like, hey, by the way, there's something really gnarly, or you could take this, or like you could take that. And then like Aaron hits it like ain't no thing and does a really cool ninja dismount on it. But Nick is like, yeah, I'm down. Right. And he saved himself like a champ on that and then went back for more. So did Megan.
Yes,
went up there and did the same thing.
Yeah, Megan was. She went over the bars in there. There were some spills today, but thank goodness nobody got seriously injured. And the stoke was so high, everyone had a blast, and the dirt was forgiving.
It was forgiving. And Nick is reminding us, if you guys want a good group ride tomorrow, if you're able to make it to Hold the Crooks, Bomber Crew has a group ride out there at 8:00 a.m. Great group to ride with. Another opportunity to get with a group. Let them know. Listen, one of the best things you can do on group rides, go introduce yourself to the people who are putting the group ride on. I know sometimes it's more comfortable to kind of sit back and kind of take in the lay of the land. But if you can kind of, like muster up some courage if you're a little shy and go, hi, I saw you have a group ride. I'm new and I just wanted to introduce myself. Usually the hosts of good group rides are happy to kind of like, take you under their wing and make sure that you're grouped up with the right people.
Yeah, and the Bomber Crew. So Adam and I did a group ride separate days. I did one with them, and man, they are so professional. When you drop in, there's somebody doing a head count as you go by. They're like 13, 14, and then somebody really experienced is always in sweep in case anybody goes down. And they got the radios and everything. I felt like I was on a movie set when I rode with those guys. I'm like, man, they got everybody.
And they're all jerseyed up, and I mean, you can't miss their Bomber Crew jerseys. Really dope logo and the military colors and stuff. So yeah, if any of you Trail Dogs, Bomber Crew, great crews to ride with.
Yes, 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 yes. Alpha MTB, part of the bomber crew.
Mhm.
We will always make sure you guys are safe while riding. Exactly. I saw that
Absolutely.
firsthand.
Me
Exactly.
too.
Just like in the trail dogs.
Mhm.
Crisco Bike Ace out in Boise is saying, is Sart a kind of light beer?
Yeah, it could be. I
It
guess we could play that game, right? Is it a trail name or is it a beer? There's a lot of things we could do with it. The
right,
plunge,
Sart.
right? The plunge. Is that a beer or is that a trail name? Slaughterhouse beer.
Heavy IPA slaughterhouse. So we have the link here to the show, and I was trying to think about what if we were to try to text a few folks. What do you guys
Mhm.
think that are on the line? What if we text a few folks and see if they can pop on? Potentially, maybe somebody who's been on a past episode. I don't know. What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, let's do it. Who you got?
Yeah.
You have a gleam in your eye, like because I don't know, but I'm totally stoked at what you have up your sleeve.
No, this is literally just out of the blue here. So
Yeah.
I know that I watched an episode, and I don't know if he's even available,
Okay.
but the episode where you met Omar, and
Oh yeah.
Omar crashed in that episode. You guys have to see this episode.
A few
Such
weeks ago.
jovial dude. He was so excited to meet you guys, and then the unfortunate happened. Maybe we could see if he'd be interested in popping on. I know this would be scary to jump on maybe a podcast. We don't know
Mhm.
him that
I
well.
I believe he was. I don't know. Last I heard, he wasn't. He was out for a while today, but I don't know if he's back or not.
Yeah, okay. We'll send one to him. Let's see if we can send one to Master Joseph since we know he's on the line. I, I know that he gets a little shy with this type of stuff, but Master Joseph was sending it today. We'll see if we could pop Master Joseph on. I got the link here, Adam. I'll send it over to Master J. If you
Okay.
guys are in the chat, who else do you think we should send one of these to? This is kind of fun. Just
It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Who would you like to see? We can turn this into a who do you want to see and a AUA. Ask us anything. But
that's
while
true.
Mark's doing that, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what. Let me review what is in this prize package. Is that cool?
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Yes.
Let me do this while you're thinking about who we can get on here. So this prize package was awesome to begin with. Like if you saw the original video, if nothing else happened, that was a great prize package. Here's who. Here's everything that's in it though. Your winner is going to get monolith glasses from Spy. If you've never put on a pair of Spy, listen, we're not overhyping it. We're genuinely fans who represent that brand because they're that good. And the monolith glasses, I don't know if it'll be the full ones or the 50/50s, but they're sick. You'll be happy with them either way. So you get those from Spy. You get shoes from Afton. Again, if you really want to check those out, Mark and Joey met TJ, the owner of Afton, about a month ago, and like just turned us all onto it. And then I did a review on the Coopers, which are their flats. Check out that. But I mean, I like them better than my 510s, and I rocked the 510, the 510 Freerider Pro, and the 510 Prime Blues. And the Afton Coopers, I think, are better than all those by a large margin. Gloves from TASCO,
Mhm.
right? Mark, you know a lot about TASCO. Talk
Yeah.
about those gloves.
Yeah, so I reached out to Nate Miller, owner of Tasco, for this giveaway, and I said, "Hey, Adam Miller's going for 1,000 subs. If he gets it before the end of before midnight on January 1st, can we shoot him out some gloves to the winner?" And he said, "Absolutely." So basically, the winner will go onto the website, check out the gloves that they want, and DM me, let me know,
How
and we will
cool is
get
that?
that out to you
That's so
in your
cool.
size.
And with those Tasco gloves, you'll be able to grip your Deity Supra Cush grips. Listen, if like that trail chatter rocks your hands and you don't have, the bank for some of the rev grips and, the shock absorbing stuff, Supra Cush are so nice. And they're a little thicker, but very grippy. And I run those, and Master J runs those. And I believe Jeff Kroon runs those. And they're just really, really nice grips. Bomber Crew joined in. What's up, Bomber Crew? Uh,
Ace says, "I want to jump in."
let,
Heck yeah.
let me tell you the rest of the prize real quick. You're going to get a shirt from the segment. Mark Hill, you get to represent that really dope time clock, which I love. Explain what that is, that outer clock to it. What does that mean to everyone?
Yeah. So, well, the segment was created originally because it was trying to showcase people giving their best. So, like what they eat, what they do in order to get a PR. So, the time clock just represents we all have that 24 hours in a day. and how are you going to go out and win the day? And we're all connected to it. So
I love that. And by the way, Mark lives this. If any of you don't have a chance to know Mark personally, and he's so friendly, I'm sure a lot of you do, but if you don't, like, the guy you see is the guy he is. You know, the text like, hey, brother, you got this, win the day, just a lighthouse of a human being. So to be able to rock that, like, one of my favorite shirts is my segment t-shirt. I love that. I'll hit you up. If I'm going through something, if I have something tough to face that day, I throw that shirt on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You also get a segment token, which Mark is only giving out 3.
There's only 3 segment tokens given out there, and definitely putting in a token for this one. And so there'll only be 100 segment tokens. They're poker chips with the segment logo on them, and it represents the whole bet on yourself theme. But there's only 100 that were purchased, and I think there'll only be 100 ever given out. So you can have number 4.
Get them while I can. And that would be in recognition of helping me reach the 1,000, being a vital part of the community that elevates people. So this isn't like a token. This is like you earned the token for your participation and making something happen in this short window. So trail dogs are throwing in their socks. Listen, the fact that they even have a pair to throw in is a big deal. We were out on the trail ride today. I only think they had like less than a handful available, and they're awesome. Black, hot pink, blue with that dope Trail Dogs logo on it, and your feet just feel magnificent. And the coveted Trail Dogs jersey is also thrown in.
Oh, they got a jersey. I thought they were all sold out.
Oh, they got a jersey coming in for it just for this occasion, which I think is dope. My new flock jerseys. I am going to be throwing in a flock jersey of your choice. So if you want to rock the hot pink, the blue, or the gray, and your short sleeve, your 3/4, or your full sleeve, we got you. We got you on that. Halfway through this, but let me tell you a few more that we have there. We have an MTB Rad Dad Pinky Swear shirt, which I think is dope on a couple levels. Adam Miller's a dope guy. MTB Rad Dad's got a great channel, great dude to ride with. And it was an honor to I worked on that logo that you see on that Pinky Swear shirt. So I got to design that in collaboration with Adam from MTB Rad Dad. So that's kind of a fun one. The Bomber Crew, who's here today, they're actually throwing in their Death Squad shirt. And if you guys haven't seen this, it's awesome. This thing is awesome. And you're going to want to happily represent the Bomber Crew because they're just a great crew. So I'm stoked about that. Unspoken, brand new MTB Apparel company is throwing in a t-shirt, and they hit me up tonight to say they're also throwing in, I believe, their short sleeve jerseys. So you get 2 Unspoken pieces of apparel there, the t-shirt and the short sleeve jersey. Vinyl Mayhem, they do Don Zabo stickers. If you ever see the 00 Zabo image out there, which is something I actually drew on a whim, that was printed by Vinyl Mayhem. So there's some cool MTB stickers they're throwing in on that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Super cool. Let's see here. MTB Raging, Craig, we talked about him. You're going to get his shirt. He had some new shirts made. It has his logo on the front, a little smaller, big on the back. It's pretty cool. It's got a skull on it. It says MTB Raging with some wings coming off of it. J Jam it in bike stand. We had a chance because of you, Jaime. And if you guys don't know what this is, we all kind of fell in love with it. It's a quick and easy stand. You literally throw into the cranks of your bike, carry it with you out on the trails. You don't have to lean your bike up on your car, your truck, lay it down. It just stands up. Good for photo ops. Like, you love it, right? It's a great stand.
I love it. Yeah, I used it today when I was getting ready. Just pulled the bike off the rack, throw the Jam It in right on there, and then was able to put on the pad, say what's up to everybody. Didn't have to worry about the bike falling or anything else. It was awesome. Super nice.
The last 2 prizes, as if that was enough. Last 2, Transcend today. Another great group. You know, we've talked Trail Dogs and Bomber Crew. Transcend, go on a Transcend ride. Big group, and they've been doing rides, and the heart behind Transcend is just pure. You know, they want a place for everybody, regardless of skill level, to be able to ride. They're throwing in their brand new wings shirt, and I think they just posted like the design on it. It's pretty cool. Transcend's kind of up in their, one of their logos. But that's really cool. And the last is this. Thanks to the generosity of Air Blair, a little bit of trivia. Air Blair and his wife are actually cast members. If you're out here in the Laguna Beach area, they're cast members in something that is a tradition out here every summer called Pageant of the Masters, where literally, and this is a mind-blowing thing if you haven't seen it, it's like the most iconic works of art are brought to life by painting up models. and taking you through a whole narrative story, like in the outdoors. It's like a beautiful evening, but you get 4 VIP tickets to Pageant of the Masters, which for a lot of us who are in SoCal, that is a huge, like that on its own is a huge, huge prize. So
yeah, those things sell out. Those things sell out. If you want to get 4 and VIP, that's pretty insane.
Big time. So that's the prize package. It's massive.
That's huge. That is huge.
Oh, we gotta get to 1,000.
Look who. So yeah, that's the prize package, folks. If we get to 1,000, somebody is gonna get that. So if you've already subscribed, send it or share it to a friend so they can subscribe. Let's get out into 1,000 so we can get somebody all these good prizes. Speaking of good prizes, look who just jumped on today that was sending it out there. Booyah!
Hello. Joseph is one of the few riders you can recognize without his kit on, without his helmet or anything else
with the locks and the beard.
The beard. He's kind of
too much love today. This is too much. Honestly, there were so many great riders out there today, and just towing everybody in. What a blast! What a blast today.
Good time.
Thank you, Trail Dogs, as usual.
Yeah, dude, you were sending it left and right. Every time I looked, I'm like, "That's Joseph. That's Joseph."
Yeah,
that's Santa. That's Joseph. That's a spider on a bike.
You could see him. He's like scoping out lines and features, and he was kind of like in his own world with that. He's focused on what he needs to do to hit it.
So there was a lot of features you were tackling today, Joseph. Like what? And I know for you, it's tough with the big groups and everything. I know for those of you who don't know Joseph, he's a little shy in bigger groups settings like that, but man, you just like shine today. That there was a lot going on out there. It was awesome.
Yeah. There was a lot going on out there. That place is so fun. Like you'd mentioned, the trail builders, and they've just done such a great job. That drop is perfect. It's just so fun and so beautiful. It's what makes mountain biking fun, getting out there and being with people and everybody like kind of stepping it up or whatever, it was a good time.
My favorite before you sent that giant gap drop, we had a 12-year-old rider that was with us was like, it's one of the easiest things out here. And you're looking at this 20-foot send that like descends also about another 20 feet or so. And you hit it and you came back. And at first I thought like, well, when you're 12, everything is easy. And you came back, you're like, the 12-year-old that said it was the easiest thing ever? It was the easiest thing ever.
Hey, something? If we can't keep learning, 12-year-old, 56-year-old, whatever. Same thing.
It was awesome. And man, we were lucky enough to have Elias with us today. Elias is one of the trail builders out there at Sycamore. There's a bunch of them out there. But it was great to have him out there because he was able to tow people into some of these lines.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, Elliot, is that who that was?
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was. I mean, he was towing. I don't know how many people he was towing behind him every other trail. Just such a warm, super kind guy. I hope I get a chance to ride with him again. What a great. I mean, got so many people. Just amazing. You guys, the two of you. You guys. It's so hard to sit back and watch just how natural and beautiful you guys are and what you're doing for the community. I shouldn't say hard. I mean, hard to like not just be so stoked, not just be so excited to know both of you guys, and thankful obviously for what you guys are putting together and meeting the Trail Dogs. Obviously, those two group rides that I've done with them, amazing, so wonderful. But we had 12-year-olds and who knows what the oldest was out there today, and everybody was having a great time.
That was
beautiful.
Good time for sure. That's awesome.
Definitely.
And by the way, Bomber Crew's saying my Salazar, bro, that's Fred Salazar. So the guy who started the Bomber Crew.
I know, I love it. We got to find out if we're cousins or something like that. Siblings.
So if Fred, if you're on the line, somebody requested here in the chat to get somebody on the line from the Bomber Crew. So I sent you a link if you want to jump on. Just jump on anytime you can. And then Isaiah, you as well.
Yeah,
if you
for
have
sure.
that link, jump on anytime.
We're at 878, giving you a count update. 878.
Oh, it's going up.
Going up.
Look at this. Look at this. Danny MTB says, US SoCal says he has helped me send so many jumps in San Clemente. Such a great person. So
For
stoked.
sure. You earned that name. Listen, everyone, you're all welcome to call him Master Joseph. He's the only one who doesn't call himself that. I'm going to say it for him. It's not a title that he wants to like, that he's like, hey, call me this. That's a title that we call him, just so you all know. He doesn't name himself that, but it's because of his posture out there.
I did not name myself that. I'm so thankful that it's not like Booger or something like that. But
Right.
still, it's like, oh man. Again, humbled in this community of just great people and great writers and kind people, men and gentlemen. It's good. It's good to find.
Yeah, and there was a great ladies crew out there today with us too.
Oh my gosh,
really
I
awesome,
know,
right?
So great.
Yeah, we had Megan out there,
Mhm.
and we had Jen, Aaron from the Trail Dog's wife, and then I thought Jen referred to the other lady as mom at one point that was on the bike. Was that Jen's mom? I don't know. You guys let us know in the chat if you know if that was.
Yeah, that was cool though. I mean, we had a handful when, and I tried to get footage of them because they all wanted to tackle. There were some rock rolls, like some slabs that you can just like surf over. And I wanted to make sure that, they get a shine too. And like in the overall edit, this is not just a male sport. I know it feels male dominated, but I'm telling y'all, look for this. And it's long overdue. There's like a rise of women in this sport and they can crush it. This is why I was so grateful to have Kelly O'Brien, Kelly O'Bikes. Y'all need to check her out on Instagram. Yeah. She's been riding less time than me, jumps way better than me. And I was so happy to have her towing me in and dropping some knowledge at Sky Park on how to improve my jumps. So,
yeah.
I'm thinking from the back though, I might be able to cross over from the ladies to the guys. I mean, my hair's long enough, right? Can I get on Got to learn to ride backwards.
Air Blair is saying Megan is so awesome as a person inside and out as an MTBer. Yeah.
How tenacious is Megan? Megan's like, sees something she wants out on the trail and she just goes for it. I literally heard her tell Zabo today, like, hey, it's the only way I get better, right? Like, is by challenging herself. She has a real great mentality.
I loved it. Every time we pulled up to a feature, Megan was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And we haven't even looked over the other side of it yet. So it was like, wow, I love that hunger. I love that hunger. Oh, look who jumped in. Isaiah for the Trail Dogs.
Look at that.
Also known as the sad man, the person who records everything.
What a trooper Isaiah was today. Isaiah literally like just got in a car and drove to all the hot spots to get footage today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I kept popping up somewhere and everybody was like, wait, how'd you get here? I was like, well, I drove. You rode a bike, so that's why I got here before you. But there was a lot of
quadruplets.
Sure. Right? Yeah, I know, right?
Somebody was impressed with your running ability with one arm. You had your arm in that sling, and we were going over that rock drop, and you're like, I'm going to go to the drop right now. And you started running with camera gear, one-handed. And somebody next to me was like, damn, look at him go with one arm.
They
Alpha's asking how your arm's feeling, Isaiah.
It's feeling great. Yeah, it's feeling good. It really, like, I don't know how much I should have moved it. Like, it's not in a sling right now. I don't know how much I should be moving it, but I'm probably moving it a little bit more than I should be. But that's okay, because, like, it's not. I've had a lot of surgeries, and it's not past the point of feeling that bad. It's feeling sore, which is good, but it's not feeling painful.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, so to answer your question, or whoever's question that was, is they train us to do that. They give us 2 ammo cans and make us run. So we're used to just like leaving our hands by our sides and just running for it.
No wonder. Yeah, you're just like taking off and then popping up somewhere else and then taking off and popping up somewhere else.
Yeah. And Isaiah, your stoke is off the charts, man. Like your smiles from like 7 in the morning till I left at 12:30 and you were still just all smiles out there, like, sharing that stoke.
Yeah. honestly, just having everybody out there, like we were expecting a lot smaller group because we were thinking, it's the day after New Year's Eve, everybody stayed up till 12, and then wherever they're driving from, I had to leave at 6:15 to get there on time ish, to get there a little early to make sure I was there to help. But I was like, there's not going to be that many people that are going to want to do this. Like, we do it because we love to do it. Like, we love to host group rides. We love to get people out on the trail. But if I was going to a group ride and it was New Year's Day, I would have been like, I would have woken up at 6 or like 5:30, like, I could sleep in right now. And that's what I would have done. But the fact that like 56 people showed up and was ready to ride and ready to rumble, it was awesome.
So good. Hey, I got to ask you, Isaiah, why 7 a.m. though on New Year's Day? Like, why not 10 a.m. or something?
Yeah. So we like to have morning group rides there. We also have night rides there. But we figured it was a little too cold to do night ride.
It was pretty cold this morning.
It was, but it got warmer. That's the difference.
Right.
If it was a night ride, it would just keep getting colder.
Yeah.
And then let me turn on some lights so you can see not just this 1/3. 1 second.
Okay. I kind of liked it. It was very like noir.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of turning off lights.
Yeah, that very like I was going to tell you a secret.
Like, that looks pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Hey, by the way, if y'all don't know, Trail Dog's success on Instagram has been inspiring and awesome. Like thousands of new followers every week. They go up by like 1,000 followers a week.
Congratulations on 10K as well, Isaiah.
Just 10K.
Thank you. Yeah, our goal, and we didn't think it was manageable because I just looked at a memory of mine, and like in October of last year we were at 600. Like, we were pushing for 600. And to think that, we're at 10K now, that was our goal. We had a Trail Dogs meeting and we're like, all right, what's our goal for this next year? And one of the things was like 10,000. We're like, we can't do 10,000, but we'll put that down on our goal list. And we did everything we could to accomplish that. And it's crazy that it's January 1st and we have 10.2, and we have a group ride of 52 people on the morning that everybody should be sleeping. And it's just incredible. It's incredible. But yeah, I appreciate the congratulations,
Isaiah. y'all are really, because of what I get to do as a leadership coach. Y'all are a great example of this idea of like goals, because you set a goal. Here's the thing with goals and stretch goals. Goals are actually easy. Goals, you're like, I could hit that if I put in the work, right? But a stretch goal is really like that 10,000. Like, can I really do this? When you and Mark hit me up about like, hey, let's push to the end of the year. Let's get the channel to 1,000. That's a stretch goal. That's like, we can get it to 800. We've already done that, right?
Yeah.
We can get it to 850. We've done that. 1,000 in this amount of time is a stretch goal. But since we're in a new year, let me just drop some knowledge real quick. Listen, you don't get to the goal if you don't run the race at all. And you have to run that race. And a lot of times people focus too much on that end goal that they forget about the steps that are required to get there along the way that make you feel closer and closer to it. So if you have a goal that you set for this year, reverse engineer that goal. And you got to ask yourself, so now I know what I want. What's it going to take to get there? And also ask yourself, what am I willing to go through in order to get it? Because it is not easy. And you might fail on it and get discouraged on these things. And it's really important that you just reverse engineer those goals. But Trail Dogs is a great example of that. Can we do 10,000? That's crazy, but they hustle and they run the race. And as Mark says, always bet on yourself and all your hard work will pay off. So this is why I love this community. Y'all are living examples of what it takes to succeed.
That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. Go ahead, Isaiah.
And Mark and I were talking, actually, we were talking about like, how is Adam not at 10K right now? Like, how is he not blown up by now? Because not only like your charisma, but just your knowledge that you throw, your skills. Like I put up my favorite video of you, and you guys should go check this out. My favorite video of you was a recent one, and that's not just because it's the most recent one I watched. It was because it was the most encouraging. Because I'm off the bike right now, so I'm thinking of like goals to hit when I get back onto the bike. So you set a goal, and you're like, I want to do these jumps, and you were out there, like you hit one, you're like, okay, I got one. Now the next one, dang it, like, all right, well, we're gonna do it, and that's so awesome. And Mark and I were talking about, like, how are you not up there already? Like, how have you not exploded and expanded your horizon on that? Like, it's insane, but it's incredible that like, what do you remember what you were at when we started pushing for 1,000?
I was at, I think, around 730, 733, like when we really like started. And right now, I think we're up to over, we're at 879 right now. So thank you, everyone. And thank you for saying that, Isaiah, and Alpha's, chiming in, and Blair, like, that's really encouraging to hear. And Mark, I know you've called me up privately in those moments and told me the same thing. You're like, I want to call it right now, man. Your channel's going to be bigger than you can imagine. And I appreciate that. But like everyone else, like I guess I'm running the race at my pace. There's a certain amount of like expectation of what you want in your time to have happen. And then the reality of how it's kind of playing out. I'll say this, I'm still pushing. It's not 12 o'clock yet. I'm still pushing for the 1,000. If we don't reach it, trust me, from the bottom of my heart, I don't view this as a loss or a failure. I've gained so much in it. I've gained, like, the community even feels closer than before because of this push. I've met more people because of this push. There's more eyes on the channel. And if someone can relate to my skill level versus someone who's a pro rider, that's a big win for me. If we can kind of normalize and level the playing field for all of us who are out on mountain bikes on the trails, that's a big win. So, hey, I would love to have more, and I appreciate all the encouragement from everybody on that. But, I don't have an answer for it. I'm just going to keep hustling.
Yeah, it's that, and also more people need to hear what you have to say. That's a big thing too. We think your channel should blow up, but we also think that more people should hear your message, first of all. Like, we were talking about that the other day, Adam, but more people should hear your message, and more people should hear just the encouragement that you have, and the success story that you have. And so it's not so much the numbers, it's who you affect, because one saved life or one affected life is worth all the time that you put into it. But you affected more than that already, and I'm personally excited to see how many people you reach. It's not so much the numbers of how many people subscribe to you, it's how many people you reach. Because even on the trails today, you were stoking everybody out. Like, you didn't send that big train, but you were like, yeah, like, let's go, like, to everybody, and everybody's like, okay, it's time. And the first 4 people just sent it. Even one person that isn't really comfortable with 1-footers, he's like, I'm gonna do it, and he sent a 1-footer. Cool video, and we may do a fail video later, but it was fantastic because you were pushing that stoke, and people heard your voice because you were there in person. But I am excited to see them hear it more than in person. So
I appreciate that. Means so much to me. Y'all know I like the phrase, it makes my heart smile. That's exactly what it does. I see the comments. Thank you. It's all very, very kind and humbling. I will tell you, this is a good time for me to just share a couple things for next year that are coming. I think this month, and I'll announce it on Instagram, I just got interviewed on the Leadership Currency podcast, which was a big deal to me. That's actually from Dr. Douglas McKinley, who is my mentor. So anything that I learned was because somebody else poured their life work into me so that I can continue that knowledge. He's a 30-year clinical psychologist and master coach, one of the best in the country, and he had me on his podcast. And then later this year, I'm in the works of writing a book. That'll be, my goal is to get this book out by the end of the year, but it's called Rescue Your Dreams, a guidebook to save the life you forgot you wanted. And it'll be written by me and co-authored by Dr. McKinley. And so there'll be some clinical stuff in there, but it'll be like you're talking with me on it in order to, we wake up and we go, how did I get here? This isn't the life I wanted. So it'll get you reset, get your true north, and help you find a sense of direction based on your values.
Let me know when the pre-orders are.
I will. I'll hit everyone up for that.
That's very cool. Guys, speaking of goals, we have someone else who just popped on to the podcast out in Boise, Idaho. It is Christian, aka Ace. And this is cool because he is literally just starting up a bike company. And
Wow.
thought we'd bring him on and have him introduce himself to everybody.
Let's do it.
Hey, Christian, what's up, Ace?
What's up, man?
I'm actually in the shop.
Ooh, that's cool. Burning the midnight oil on New Year's Day. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm building a bike as we speak.
Look at that. That's the first build. Ace, tell us a little bit about the bike company that you're starting up and who you are. And he actually used to live out here and just moved out to Boise. But give us a little intro spiel and your favorite color.
I think it's red.
No, my favorite color is actually green.
I see you with red and the bike pops of red.
Red just worked out well for this build, you know. No, I used to be down in the SoCal area and was out in Palm Desert with the Rad Dad and Luis, Desert Rat, those guys.
Oh, cool.
Rode with them all the time. And I was working for zoos. So I was working at the zoo out there, and that's where my name Ace comes from, like Ace Ventura, because I knew everything about animals. And Adam said that my existing nickname, which was Crisco, was not acceptable, so they changed it on me. And I got offered, when COVID hit, I got offered a job out here, so I didn't have to be under lockdown. And working for the zoo up here, who ended up being, I'll just say it was a really bad experience. So I decided to leave and start doing custom bike builds for aiming for trying to help out high school kids get on sweet carbon bikes and things like that. So
dang,
that's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, how many kids are there that are trying to get into this that are awesome? Like you were mentioning about a lot of the young girls and things that are joining in that, you know, they got all the enthusiasm in the world. They just can't afford a nice bike, you know, and to be able to do all those awesome things. So I figured, well, hey, I don't really need to make a great amount of money doing this, so I'll just build bikes for really cheap and sell them. Nice carbon bikes, carbon rims, the whole thing. So,
dang. I love that, Ace. And more high schools, especially out here in SoCal, have like mountain biking teams. I think Blair is a coach for one of the mountain
Laguna.
Teams, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that better? Yeah, that's better.
There we go, Ace. So, what are you gonna name this bike company? Have you gotten to that point, or?
Yeah, so we tossed around with several different names, and we finally just went with my last name, which is Burrell. So it's just Burrell Bikes.
Nice.
And turns out that my name actually is Old English and comes from an area in England that was ruled by the Vikings. There's actually a town, Burrell, right smack dab next to York, if you know your geography of England, and that's where Vikings came in and settled. So I'm going to name all the bikes after Viking names, and this first build is going to be called the Ivar. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Love that.
Awesome.
That's
Burrell
so cool.
Bikes. Give us a little sneak peek there, Ace. What you got going on the bike stand back there for everybody who's on the cast here?
Is there a way to turn this camera around?
We don't know what you're using.
Good question.
Hey guys,
I'm just on my cell phone. So, well, here, can you see that? Okay.
Good work out there, Joseph.
Peace, everybody.
All right. Thanks,
so you can see in the
man.
So you can see in the background, I got a couple just electric commuter bikes I've built. Over on the wall, I've got my plethora of bikes hanging up, and this is the shop and everything. And yeah, just got this. This is going to be a 130 downcountry build, rock shock front and rear, and carbon rims. I went with the Versus tires, Mark. Versus tires.
Scotty, baby.
So, that's right. He hasn't texted me back yet, but I still went with him. So and
dope.
Speaking of representing, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm rocking the shirt too. So
yeah, is that a Yoshimura shirt?
Planned. Yeah, none of this was planned. So speaking of giveaways, I love to be the recipient.
Yeah.
Noted.
Then you can rock some Trail Dogs jerseys.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Looking back
I'm
on
up here in Boise, and we have a lot of trails and a big community, but it's not nearly as organized of a community as the SoCal crew is starting to get. And I miss it because I went out to Greer a couple times and had to get used to seeing everyone just talking out into the air, and I had no clue what was going on. Then I realized they all had GoPros on their helmets that they were talking straight into. That's how I got introduced to Mark, was he was yelling at his helmet. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? So
That's
so
right.
good.
but
that
yeah,
how it is?
no,
I'm
it's
always
an awesome
talking to
crew,
Mike.
and we got a Facebook group going up here now. We have a couple YouTubers, some trail building going on, but yeah, the community up here is just really excited and wants to see what it can do, and I'm excited to be a small part of it. So
I love this. I hope we can get
awesome.
a bridge of community built between Boise and SoCal, right? Like kind of bridge that gap in between and see that. This is how I would imagine. We would need to ask like Tony or Zabo, right? Like this is how I imagine it was back in the day with like Trans World Skateboarding and stuff, where you had your crews that were coming up, right? And everyone was just for each other. It feels like that kind of renaissance right
There's
now.
definitely something like that bubbling for sure.
Mhm.
Ace, now you would probably like to talk to a mountain bike coach because of what you're trying to do there, part of your goal. So look, we have who just jumped in is the mountain bike coach for Laguna High School. Pow!
There we go.
Air Blair is in the house. What's up, Blair?
What's up, you guys?
He's one of the dopest. I love seeing Blair.
It's a party.
Yeah. Coach Blair, meet Ace from Burrell Bikes. Burrell Bikes has one of the missions is to help folks get into sweet bikes. And Ace, I'll let you take it from there. And Blair, give some input as a coach there for this brand new bike company.
So,
born and
I
raised
can't
in
hear you
SoCal,
guys
but I
that
was
well.
out in Palm
Say that.
Desert helping out with the Nike team out there, and just noticed there. And also, I lived in Utah for a while. Just how many kids were really excited about biking.
I think we're losing Ace.
We are.
Ace, we're losing you, buddy.
Bike at all, and I
Thank you.
decided, hey, I can come in and just skip all the overhead and just build nice bikes for cheap prices and help the kids get a sweet bike. So
that is awesome. That is awesome. Blair, with the kids out,
did Blair hear all that? Did we die?
Yeah, can you hear us, Blair? Okay.
Yeah.
So probably not specifically in Laguna Beach area, but I'm sure there are kids that are wanting to get sweet bikes and get into the marketplace. But equipment is so important, wouldn't you say, for kiddos joining the team and trying to beat their best and get faster?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Ace here is got these. That's his first build right there, and Ace, everything's comes from a Viking town from his last name Burrell, and that bad boy. What's that going to be called again, Ace?
That's the Ivar, right?
The Ivar, yeah.
Ivar.
I've got the hardtail model is going to be called the Arn, which I'll be impressed if anybody knows their Old English what that means.
I don't know what it means, but it reminds me of Arn Anderson, old school wrestler.
Ooh, I like that one too. No, Arn is actually Old English and Norse for eagle.
Oh,
dang.
So the hardtail, the super fast race bike, is going to be named after the eagle, and then the big monster enduro build is going to be named the Bjorn, which is Old English for bear.
Pear?
Bear.
Oh, bear.
Bear.
Oh.
Huh? I gotta admit, Ace, pear sounds a little more intimidating, but bear will work.
I mean, the kit designs itself,
That's cool.
Isaiah,
That's cool.
do you do stuff with the SpokeX mountain bike team every now and again?
Yeah, we work closely with SpokeX, and they started a year and a half, 2 years ago, and they're just booming right now. It's incredible.
Yeah, they've done such a good job, and I love to see that Ace has created this, and I love that you can get involved with the kiddos out there. Blair, where you are as a mountain bike coach, how could a company who's just starting out plug themselves into to the world?
The kids right now that we have are phenomenal, and they're so humble and down to earth and just like want real cool stuff and like follow that. And I think that if it's a good product and they really believe behind it, these kids are going to follow it and they're going to sponsor it and they're going to plug it and push it. And they have such a big following, like each and every one of kids. We have like 45 kids on our team right now that are just like phenomenal. So I think that's probably the most important thing.
That's cool. I gotta say, Blair, I'm stoked for those kids. If any of you have not had a chance to ride with Blair or know him, highly skilled rider, like definitely should be a coach like he is, but also has that innate humility. And like when he speaks and he looks at you, like you're gonna feel like you can actually do it. Blair, you got that X factor, and I think it's so cool, man. Like,
thank you.
Fun story. Like I met Blair. We knew Blair like from the chats of everything because Blair, is so supportive of the MTB community. And then one day I'm riding, like I was getting ready to drop in the lead show, and there's Blair. And he's like, "Hey, Blair Liggett." And I looked confused for a second. It was Air Blair, and I knew that right away because we all have our monikers. And like I think the next day or that like weekend, I run into him literally again, just riding up on in Laguna, and he says, Mark, that he wants to like ride with you, right?
Yeah.
So then, like, we're all riding, and it's just the way the community works, man. It's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
and fast forward a few days later, we were at the pageant of the Masters, taking the wives out. That was insane. So
Great
fun.
time, man.
And
Well, and
it's
hey,
funny.
go ahead, Blair.
I lost you guys.
Oh, we're here.
Oh, we're here, Blair.
What were you gonna say?
No, I'm good. I didn't hear the question.
Oh, I thought someone was saying something.
Oh,
No, I was gonna say
I was-
something.
I was
gonna
gonna
say something on Adam's.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say something on Adam. Somebody asked me like, "Oh, do you know this person?" I was like, well, "What bike does he ride, or what Instagram name?" Like, I don't know names. I know I know Adam Mock, and he uses his name, but like the segment, like.
That's what it is. I know. I thought about originally, like, do I go with something else? But I realized in life, like, hardly anyone even just calls me Adam. Everyone just like, hey, Adam Mock. Like if it's just one word, right? So I was like, I'm just gonna go with it. It's cool.
So I'll jump in on the whole Air Blair thing. So believe me, I'm just as humble as all you guys, and I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing, and believe me, I'm very humbled. But I flew helicopters like 15 years ago, and I was like the youngest pilot or getting my license at that time, and I got the name Air Blair at that time, and so it kind of carried over. So when I was mountain biking at my old age, it kind of carried over. So people like think that like it's because of mountain biking and jumping and doing air and stuff. It's actually because of back in the day when I was doing helicopter piloting. So that's how the name became.
Wow.
Do you see this? You know what's cool about that story, Blair? This is what, man, listen, if you're on the trails and you're meeting people, take a chance to like not compartmentalize them to just the trails. There are some of the most amazing people that you are riding with. You have no idea. Like, that's incredible that you piloted helicopters. Like, people who have fought in wars, served in the military, who are first responders out there, people who like, you never know who you're riding with out there. It's the most amazing thing.
Oh man, so true. We had at the end of the summer get together, I had a small barbecue and had folks over. We were outside, and one of the guys we had just ridden with was Air and Rescue, right? And he actually buzzed the house because there was a fire behind my house. He buzzed the house, and the loudspeaker, they're like, "Have a great time, everybody." That was awesome. That was awesome. You just never know who you're out there with.
You don't know. So cool.
Which is great. Ace, you were going to say something. I think you had a question for somebody or for Blair.
No, I was just gonna say, I'm sure Blair could echo this, but if you're ever starting to feel kind of unmotivated, or just bummed, or whatever else, it's hard to believe, but it's true. go volunteer with the high school kids in the NICA series. Oh my goodness. It is such an amazing motivational experience. The kids are just so excited. They're the kids that often don't have any other place that they belong. They're not like the huge mega athletes. Many of them have had no friends until they jumped onto the teams. You know, it changes their lives. It's just an experience that you can't describe until you check it out for yourself. So if you have a team nearby, they're always looking for adults to come out and help out with being a ride leader.
Oh,
nothing
that's
else.
awesome.
I mean, yeah, I'm building bikes for the kids, but yeah, help out the kids. It's great.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome.
Super cool.
Yeah. Do you experience the same, Blair, when you're coaching these kids? I mean, putting back into the future there, it's pretty amazing what you guys are doing.
Yeah, the kids here, I mean, it's Laguna Beach, so they get this, like, you know, it's Laguna Beach, but they're all, I mean, and girls too. There's I think she's 12 or 13. She's probably one of the most incredible mountain bikers I've ever ridden with in my life. And I am not even exaggerating this. And they're so humbled and just good, solid kids, not prideful or egotistical. And they're always like, they'll stop and, like, it doesn't matter what levels they're riding with, they'll stop and make sure and, like, encourage the other kids, because we have 3 different levels. There's A, B, and C. So it's just, and I'm learning from them. I'm actually coaching them, but I'm also learning from them too. I mean, it's just, it's a full circle. It's amazing. It's amazing experience.
Wow.
I love hearing that. It's good character builder.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that. Quick update. We're at 880. 120 to go in 3 hours. I think we could do it.
I think you can do it. I think you can do it.
I'm gonna hold on it. Mark, what do you think? Do you think we should do a little AMA? We got a whole plethora of guests on here.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Right?
Ask us anything. AMA, ask us anything. If you guys are out there, you got Ace with Barrel Bikes, you got Air Blair there with the high school team. Trail Dogs is on, Adam Mock and myself. So ask away.
Hey,
I did see this. Go ahead.
Is this a telethon, like we have to stay on until you hit the 1,000?
No. Hey, so you can bounce whenever you want.
Call now would be great. Oh, that's so nice, man.
Yeah, I think you're a couple hours ahead of us, Ace. So thank you for jumping on. If you need to bounce off, anytime.
No, it got cold out in the shop, so I came inside where it's warm.
That's smart.
We got to the group ride this morning and I couldn't feel anything. Like,
oh my God.
we got out of the car and I was like, wait, I want to get back in. Like, it's not time to ride yet.
Yeah.
It was cold. It was a little cold, but by the time we made that first climb and dipped in, you forget about it right after that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely so.
Stoke.
It warmed up after a while too. That felt pretty good.
Okay, how cold was it, Adam?
It was so cold.
It wasn't Idaho cold.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. Like, I'm spoiled. I'm from the Midwest. So like over 40 years, in the Chicagoland area, I put in my time in the cold. It's kind of like, I don't even want to go back there. It dips, 3 degrees and I'll be complaining about it because I moved away from that.
So I'd say it was probably, Idaho colds were going to be less than the 40s.
It was 41 this morning. I know that.
Yeah. See, we were pushing it there, Ace. We're cold.
Hey, it was 1 here this morning.
Oh my God.
Hey,
were you riding your bike?
Stopping YT right now, saying his YT jacket kept him warm, so that's good.
Yeah. Yo, SoCal, Danny, I sent you a link to the show in your Insta if you want to jump on.
Hey, how are you? There's a question from Scorpion.
Yeah, there we go. Scorpion saying, how are you? Man,
good.
Happy New Year. Today was a great day for those of you who are just joining us. We had this amazing trail ride this morning with the Trail Dogs at Sycamore Canyon. And Isaiah right here I feel like I have been to 2 Trail Dog rides, big group rides, maybe 3. But the 2 that I remember were our Sky Park and this one, New Year's Day. And both of them are off the charts with Stowe. So freaking cool.
It's going to take me a month to edit that video. But I need to get out in a week.
It's gonna be a month until I look through all the footage that I have.
Just don't give it to Don Zabo, because then it'll be a month and a year.
I did give some to Don Zabo, and he posted within minutes. I was like, oh my gosh, like,
Oh dang,
I can't do
fast,
that.
Yeah. He's Don's on it.
Yeah, he was sending it insanely. Like,
one of my favorite. So Don Zaba, I rode with him. We did a couple rides. He was on a e-bike, and he actually helped me. I had to be back by 3 o'clock at the top of the mountain, and we were so far away. And he literally pushed me with his e-bike up the hill to make. And I literally, like, we came sliding in hot like 2 minutes before. But he told me, he goes, "Hey, I got a bad reputation of holding like video footage for a long time, and I literally in a week had that footage, and I posted like a little bit of the segment, and I had like 18,000 hits on TikTok from that video."
Dang.
I love Zabo, man. He's awesome.
I do too. He's next level. He's just he's so endearing. Like, once you get to know Zabo, there's just no one like him. It's just good dude.
Yeah.
Good dude.
What was it that he said today?
Oh, go ahead, Mark.
Adam, we were sitting on top of this giant rock, and Isaiah, I don't know what the heck this rock was called, but it's up there. It's like at least 3 stories, 4 stories high. There's literally
is it the one that just goes straight down?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that one's fun.
And there's like 2 or 3 like really pronounced lines that like that one looks easy, this one looks intermediate, this one's very difficult. And then there's a line that doesn't really exist. It's a cliff, and then the line continues on way down below, and then there's another trough where you can front tire, in there, and then there's the creek. And Zabo chooses that line. And what did he say, Adam, to you? He said,
well, he hits it, right? So, like, I'm always asking him this because I really, like, whenever Zabo does something gnarly, which is pretty much all the time, I'm like, "Hey, Z, what goes through your head, right?" Like, and he goes, "Well, I don't know. What do you mean what goes through my head? I'm going to go there." And like that's the extent of the advice. I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. He said something to the effect of, "Well, I don't really think about it. I stopped thinking."
That's right. I don't think about it. I go, "Yeah, you don't have that. You don't have that. In your head, do you, Z?"
I think it's just suppressing it. I think he has it somewhere deep down, but
yeah,
I don't know what that threshold is. He's got quite the threshold because
he sent it on a step down that's only supposed to be a 10-foot like little kicker, and he sent it probably 25-30 feet to the bottom of that hill, and then still took the hip afterwards. It's insane.
Oh man.
Like, to give you an idea of the step down that Isaiah's like, "Adam, this is a good like little thing for you to practice on." So Zabo makes this little thing like just a launch pad.
Yeah.
Well, there was another day. For those of you who don't know who Don Zabo is, please give that a Google. Google the name Don Zabo, and you'll see that he's a action sports legend. And we get lucky enough to go play bikes with him out there on the trails.
Yeah.
Was it Santiago Oaks that we were at, Blair and Adam? And
I missed
Isaiah,
that one.
I think too.
I think I was there. Yeah, I was there.
Yes.
Balls. Oh no, are you talking about the drop? Were you
The drop?
Yes. That was supposed to be a rock roller.
Yeah.
All of us were scared to roll it, and he just drops it.
Hugs it to flat. I mean, holy! And last minute, because he wanted to take a different line, and he turned last minute and said, "I'll just do this one." And
I rode with Tony, the outsider. I told him about it. He goes, "No," and I go, "I will show you the video when we get down." And we were having a beer, and I showed him the video. He goes, "You got to be freaking kidding me!"
Yeah,
dude, he hugged that. Insane. Somebody got a still shot of the moment he impacted the earth.
I got it.
Like there was so much G-force, his skin was getting pulled down.
There was no shocks left. It was just all hardtail at that point.
I know.
He used his bike's travel and his body travel all on that. One.
I
want to say, Blair, since you brought up outsider and we talk about like awesome group rides, my video Monday is about Tony the Outsider's Patreon group ride at Velocity. And I really want to encourage you all to check it out because Tony is another one who really knows how to put on great group rides. I got to hang with some awesome people, meet some awesome people. And as skilled of a rider as Tony is, he's humble enough to make sure that that whole group stays together. And I even saw him candidly look back, not go ahead, and out loud say, I just want to make sure. And he can name key people that he wanted to make sure we're safe. Got down the trail before moving on. A great guy to ride with. So if any of you are thinking or, might have some cash where you want to support the outsider, if you're a fan of his, well worth doing on his Patreon and go on those group rides because I think you're doing them right.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. Bobby V is saying that was fun too. The Vail group ride with Tony taking us on the blue lines.
You'll know what that means in the video because Tony says we're going to do blue lines and we hit Matco first, which is a black, and then we do ladders, which is a double black. And thankfully there was hero dirt, but I can only imagine if that was the summer down ladders. What's that like, Mark? You've done ladders, I'm sure, when it's been blown out.
Yeah, that's just pretty much hold on for the ride.
Right, stay out of the ruts. It's like stay out of the ruts and try to stay on the mountain. Like, you're either going to go down the trail or down the trail. Like,
there's a lot of talk of butt cracks in the video because of those ruts on ladders. So, but great guy. Oh, that's. Like, I don't know whether to laugh or cringe when I read that, Fred.
I know. Bomber Crew just said, Vail breaks, bomber bones. Yeah, I hope Emmanuel's doing okay. I mean, good Lord. That was a rough one.
That collarbone.
Yeah.
I felt that was a personal feel for me. I was like, oh.
Yes.
Ow.
Yes. I know. I walked him down and man, it wasn't planned, but I had a giveaway. I believe that evening. I think it was that evening. I gave away some things and he won. Emmanuel won, who broke his collarbone on that ride that day in Bomber Crew, and then his son won some
awesome.
sweet spy goggles, which was cool. Speaking of, Scorpion out there is in Tennessee. This was one of my son's buddies, little shredder here. He's asking, have you ever gotten injured while biking? A question for the panel here.
I think all of us have, right? Mark, you want to take it first?
Sure, yeah. I've had actually was out kind of limping mine today. I planted my foot at Greer on a rock and the rock won. So my right heel is super bruised. So yeah, I was just kind of like filmer man today, but I still had blast.
I on TNA out here in Laguna, I did the roll that Joey did. You did the huck on the Choose Your Own Adventure part of TNA, which is known as Laguna Ridge Trail. You can huck it to the left, which Mark has done. There's a very steep, quick G out roll in the middle, and then there's a thread the needle over some rocks on the right. And I did the roll and went OTB onto the rock slab, but my bike came around and the saddle, the sharp part of the saddle, like the crotch of the saddle, hit me in the side of the ribs and I bruised my spleen, and it was incredibly painful. And they said that even after you do that, you get rupture. So that wasn't fun. And then in a really strange, freaky one in Aliso on 5 Oaks, I just walked like I got to the end of 5 Oaks and was slowing down and was stepping to get off my bike when I just had a misstep. And I ended up like making a T on the handlebar. So my handlebar is going up and down, but the side of my inner hip close to the plumbing put all my weight down on that. And I ended up with a giant hematoma that lasted like 8 weeks.
Good grief.
Awful.
Wow. UO SoCal is saying, my favorite Adam Mock video, my 17 stitch crash. Was that the luge?
That was San Juan Trail. Danny had just gotten his e-bike, his giant, and he got a pedal bite on the calf. And we just started the descent from Cocktail Rock. I mean, we were not that far down from Cocktail Rock, right? Like just starting to get warmed up in our flow and had the like 3/4 of the trail left. And I mean, if you are squeamish, you can look away, but you can check out that video on my site. And I'll give you a big heads up if you don't want to see it. But like it looked like a wild animal tore open his calf.
Ooh.
And so Master J and I, like, you know, Danny, listen, Danny's called the Urban Outdoors, and he shoots bows and arrows and he goes out there and stuff. He's a tough guy. But even that, like, it was shocking, I think, for all of us. Danny's like, I gotta lay down, you know, like, don't look at it, dude. Like, we're gonna, you know, go hose it off from all the dirt and everything like
The best
that.
two nurses ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adam, just to back up a little bit, when we went the last time on TNA, and you went, you did your redemption, it was like the most amazing experience I had. You did the redemption, right? And we're filming and all that. And then this guy just out of the blue comes in and says, hey, and looks at you and goes, are you that
dude that fell here?
right here? And I saw it. Like, how crazy was that?
That was kind of crazy. And the thing is, Blair, I actually never got my redemption. That's one of those features where it never even went on the redemption list. The feature's gotten worse. You know, you ride it enough. It's gotten worse with all the rain. Like, it's just kind of that chatter. But I don't know. And especially now, so I have the YT decoy. I had the 29er Ibis Ritmo before, which can handle those. But the decoy, I have a lot of bottom outs on it. Even though I changed the spring, I have a decoy shred. So like even that spine at Santiago Oaks on the rock wall, that kind of steep spine I used to take, it'll bottom out on that. It bottomed out on Matco on the first part of the rock garden. It hits the bottom. So I don't know. Like, I really have to judge those steep rollers now on the decoy, or I'm going to get that nerve wracking, like, thunk.
Yeah.
You know?
Before Isaiah goes to talk about his injury, Scorpion, I'm going to go ahead and crack another beer because this might take a little while.
I was going to say I'm going to be last. I'll go last so that we can make sure we have enough time.
Air Blair, you want to take it up next?
So, you know, I've been fortunate enough not to have too many bad accidents, except the only times I really went down hard was when I was too relaxed, or I went that extra. I should have probably went home, and I was like, I can do one more, and I went down on links at the very end, which I've done that probably 100 times, and I went down. I broke my wrist, broke my finger.
Oh, jeez.
Bad. And it was like, and I've learned from that accident to, I know my limit. I always got to push, and we always want to like do better and progress. But my theory is to like just keep practicing on a segment. Don't just like, well, you can send it, but just practice, learn that segment. And I think you'll do a lot better. It's usually those times we go down when we're like more relaxed, or we've ridden that same trail 10 times or 20 times. So yeah, that was probably the worst accident. I hope last accident.
Hey, that's a scary part. If anyone is familiar with links, that end part, Miltonator had a very scary crash at that same little last part before the bleed out. Like very scary, like face first down. You can see the footage of that too.
Is that drop?
It's like the weird off-camber rocks before it goes into that last rut for the end plateau.
It's a chatter before the left turn.
No, you've made the left turn. You go over the rocks, and then it's just short rut.
Yeah.
To the end.
I'm trying to think about that too. I remember that long left turn that if you are going too fast, you'll blow out that left turn and end up way far right into the rut. Are you talking about before that or after that?
No, it's after. It's almost at the end.
Oh, dang.
You know, it's a last mini rock garden. It's just a weird
fun part. And that's actually where we, unfortunately, rest in peace, Danny. That's where we lost Danny. I mean, he obviously had a different issue, but that's the same kind of location. Because I think what happens is it's such a short run, and you go down it and you're like, oh, I made it. And you're like more relaxed. I mean, that's what happened to me. I was more relaxed at that point, and I went down. Like, I've already went down 2 drops and like threw down it. And it's So
it's interesting.
I think
Mark and I were talking about this recently. We were having a conversation, and I was saying, this is my personal belief. I don't know how much benefit there is to riding the same trails over and over and over and over without venturing out. Because eventually you start to phone it in psychologically on places, and you trick yourself into thinking I have all this skill, and all you've done is taught yourself to ride this trail on these features, right? So you don't know. We all know it does. It's like taking that and then going to Sycamore, right? Going to Vail and going, oh, I've done something similar. I can do this. That's growth. But the other stuff, you will reach a level where you're like,
so true.
yeah,
100%.
Yeah, we were riding our local trails for a while, Southern California, and then SpokeX. We went up on a SpokeX trip up to North Star. That's a whole different beast. We got up there. We're like, all right, let's roll it down. The first jump was a tabletop. The second jump was a tabletop, and the third one was just like a huge jump. And we're like, we get in the air and we're like, oh, like this isn't normal. Like this isn't a Southern California type jump. And it's absolutely true. Like if you stay on the same trails, you'll have the same skill.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. You only progress. Oh, we got Budo Dave's on here saying maybe I need a progressive spring on my shred. Maybe I do.
That's Buddha Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes, that's
sweet.
Budo Dave.
Budo Dave.
He's multi-talented.
Budo
If y'all
Dave.
don't know. Photographer, MMA, like with jiu-jitsu, right? But yeah, great guy. Maybe I do need a progressive spring. He's gonna take me out to Fullerton to keep practicing what Kelly started with on the jumps.
That is awesome.
Let me know when you go. We know the trail builders there.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, maybe the progressive spring will help out a bit there.
I'll look into it.
Yeah. Ace, you're up on the old injuries there.
Oh my goodness. Which one should I actually talk about?
Oh man, you and Isaiah.
Yeah. No, before 2016, I was really into cross country racing. I was trying to qualify for nationals and everything else. And so I was doing a bunch of training rides. Like, you know, you get on your road bike and you go out and you do a 60 miler and try to get 8,000 feet of climbing in, those types of rides. And on one of those rides, I got smashed by a F-250
truck.
What? Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah. And the good news is the bike was totally fine because his wheels were so big, he just hit me.
Oh,
so
good Lord.
The helmet was totally like halfway smashed. Like picture a helmet and then picture the back end smashed in halfway. And that was what it looked like. So
whoa,
that was fun. I was in the hospital for that one.
Ooh.
And it was after that I just wasn't the same physically for a long time. As I'm sure you can imagine. And that's when I really got into trying to help out with NICA, and it helped me refine my stoke just because the kids were so psyched over, I rolled off the curb, and you're like, okay, you know, so, but they're just so psyched about it. And then, you know, if they beat personal times, just all the stuff you're talking about, Adam, about setting goals and everything else, it's just so exciting. So I decided to actually totally change my riding style. And now I'm trying to do more of the techie stuff. Like you find out there, Greer, got myself a good trail bike and everything else. And when I moved down to SoCal in 2019, I went up to Snow Summit, and I forget the name of it, but there's a Black Diamond Trail that's more rock tech.
Miracle Mile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the first ramp off that, the first boost, and then there's the techie rock roll into the ramp that's kind of man-made. And I had never seen it before. I was just riding it blind, but I thought, that's a Black Diamond. How hard could this be? And so I just kind of bunny hopped over the rock on the left, when I actually have learned now that the line is more on the right. And I went right over it and ended up in a perfect tire trap that just catapulted me off the bike.
Oh.
And I flew about 10 feet in the air and broke my left arm. So, but I rode the rest of Miracle Mile and cleaned everything with the broken arm. So,
yikes.
probably because I didn't know what I was doing and I had tons of adrenaline in me. So then let's see, I encountered, this is in La Quinta Cove. There was a modeling shoot that I got distracted watching as I was riding past it, and I fell over on a rock and broke my thumb right in front of the models. That was hot. These are true stories. These are true stories. I was going down ladders in 2020, like you were talking about, and I sliced open my knee, and that required a bunch of stitches. So
on ladders, on the one in Vail?
Yeah, Vail Lake.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I've got good photos. I got really good, gore photos of that one. So, yeah, that I didn't know what to do, and so I just wandered down. If you've ever been to Vail, the actual little resort, there's a little restaurant down there because I thought they might have a first aid station. and there's all these old ladies, you know, doing their little hikes. And yeah, I sat down with some, like, sorry, I'm late, ladies. And I had my leg is just bleeding out, and they're just like, oh my goodness. So yeah. Hey, you know, if you can't make it epic, what's the story really worth, right? So
those are epic ones. Good
yeah,
Lord.
and then there was a handful of other things, but now I'm up here in Boise, where, you know, it's all very tame. So
yeah, I
We're
bet the
making
trails
everybody want to get on their bikes right now.
I know.
Just wait.
hey, go
Yeah.
find a modeling shoot. It's great to ride past those.
So I know that cove. Were you going up Han Road when that happened? What happened?
Oh, so when you park, there's the kind of the rocky berm that they use to control flash floods.
Okay.
And on the other side, there's the big catch basin. Well, they were on a small trail over on the left of the catch basin. And yeah, I don't mean to sound stupid and sexist or whatever else, but there's a couple of extremely attractive young ladies that were doing their thing. And I was rubbernecking it, and I tried to make the turn in the rocks, and I missed the turn and went into the rocks. And like I say, bent my thumb all the way back. Probably very similar to what Luis did on Highline. Very similar type injury.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
Oh, that's awful.
But
Happy
hey,
New
you know,
Year. Happy New Year, Colorado. Good to see you.
Yeah, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year, Colorado.
It's all fun.
Dang, those were good ones. Now the F-250. Take us. What the heck happened there? Were you on a road bike, or were you on a mountain bike and he T-boned you? What the heck happened?
I heard road biking is more dangerous.
Yeah.
It depends
because
where you're at and what you're doing. I was I was in Utah, and I don't know if anybody knows American Fork Canyon. They have the Alpine Loop there, which is a big road ride that was always included in the tour of Utah when they were still holding that. And my plan was to do this loop twice in a row without stopping. And so I was riding up the canyon, and there's a very, very small shoulder there. And yeah, the truck just came up from behind me and just smacked me. And I'll tell you, I had no idea what happened afterwards. I was totally out. So, but get this, for the insurance, I almost wasn't able to get any insurance because the guy that hit me was in prison because of a Ponzi scheme.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And I am not exaggerating. This is all totally true. So the
all of the stuff was
medical
frozen.
settlement took several years because the guy, they couldn't even find him for a while. So anyway.
Good grief. Good grief.
It's all about the fun stories, though.
I'm glad you made it out of there. Holy smokes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here, man. And I'm glad you refound that Stoke with the kids.
For sure.
Yeah. It's awesome. So
that's cool. Dang, Ace.
Okay.
Isaiah, you're up, buddy.
Well, I'm on surgery number 4. 3 of them were for mountain biking. We'll start with concussions because those don't involve surgeries. We actually just posted a video of one of the concussions. I was coming down TMB, finished the entire gnarly top part, took a little tiny jump. I dead sailered it, and I landed like with my bars off to the right. And I flew off the bike and just hit my head straight onto a rock. And then I was like, oh, that didn't feel good. And I threw up, and I was like, oh, that's not normal. Whatever, I'll walk my bike down. So I walked my bike down, drove home. I was fine. And I come home, and my wife's like, hey, how are you? I was like, I just crashed. Like, that didn't feel good, but I'm okay. She's like, okay. Are you sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah. And I was talking to my brother. I was like, yeah, dude, I threw up. He's like, you have a concussion. I was like, nah, dude, I'm good. And he's like, no, that's like a sign of concussion. So I walk into the room with my wife, and I was like, hey, so Aaron thinks I have a concussion. I threw up, and she's like, you're going to the doctors now. I was like, all right, cool. So I went to the doctors, had a concussion, and that was 1 out of 2 or 3 that I remember at least.
Wow.
And then on to the surgeries. So the first surgery I ever had was I just got a new bike, and that's a horrible combination for anything because you think you're used to your normal bike, and you hop on a bike and you're like, oh, I'm going so fast. and then you don't realize how fast you're going. So I was going down Jumping Mouse, and it was getting late. I just done Greer on my own, and I was like, all right, cool, Jumping Mouse, let's ride Jumping Mouse out. And it was like getting dark. I did all the big jumps, everything like that. I took that little trail gap with a right berm, left berm, and then you have to go back up to take the last few jumps. I took the right berm, and then I went to take the left berm, and I looked at Strava. I was going about 15 miles per hour more than I usually go on that section. And then because it goes like 30 miles per hour, 0. Like it's a very distinct like where I crashed. And both my tires flew over the berm, and I hit my collarbone, and then that snapped, and then I felt something, so I reached out my hand to prevent myself from rolling, and my ulnar collateral ligament came off my thumb. And then I was like laying there, I was like, I don't know what just happened. I need to take this backpack off. I need to call my wife, and because I feel like I'm going to pass out. And all of a sudden, like I start passing out. I was like, okay, I just need to get as close to the road as I can. So I grab my bike, I start going, and I start losing vision. So I'm like, you know what? The bike doesn't matter. I tossed the bike, kept walking, talking to my wife, like, hey, the paramedics are going to call you. You need to tell them where I am. I'm on Jumping Mouse, and I'm like losing consciousness. So like, you need to.
So wait, losing vision because it's dark or because of your concussion?
Because of the pain I was in from breaking my collarbone and snapping my ligament off. Yeah. So, and then I heard a rattlesnake. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm dropping the bike. I'm dropping my pack, and I'm walking out of this thing. So I was about half a mile to a mile away from the road. And so once I called my wife and told her that, she had one of our trusted neighbors come over and watch our kid, and she drove over there. And she told I called the paramedics. I was like, hey, I'm about to pass out, and I'm at Greer. Call this number, and she'll tell you where I'm at. Okay, bye. Like, and that was it. And then they called my wife, and I met the paramedics on that road, the dirt road that turns into cement. And they picked me up there, and it was broken into 4 places. So they did that one. They put a plate and a couple screws on that one, and then reattached my ligament. And I finally got back on the bike after 6 weeks and rode Cougar Crest Trail up in Big Bear. That was a lot of fun. But I was like, I'm back on the bike. We're good. And then I start getting more comfortable, more confident with my bike. And then I'm like, all right, I want to learn more tricks. So I did a one-hander on our session jumps. I was like, that was cool. And I went to Greer. I'm like, I'm going to do one-hander. So I start with just like lifting my hand off a little bit. And I'm like, cool, I got this. And it was on that kicky jump at the end. They actually just rebuilt it at the end of Jumping Mouse.
Oh, yeah, that third jump that's really
bucky. Yep, the one that's bucky. So I did it with not a lot of speed, and I like lifted my hand off and grabbed it real quick. I was like, all right, I feel comfortable. Let's do this. We have a video of this. We have a video of most of my crashes other than the most recent one, which is great. But I took it. You'll see my hand reach off and then grab right back because I feel I'm going to get bucked, and I grab and I miss the handlebar.
Oh no.
And I just hit the ground. And I was like, I was laying there like, oh, I don't feel good. And then ended up doing an entire race season without, like, I got it checked out and they're like, nothing's wrong with it. You don't have a broken bone, whatever. And I did an entire race season with the ligament completely detached from my thumb. And then luckily it was the other thumb. So now both of them are stronger. And so, yeah, got that done and healed up from that. I think it was July I healed up from that one. And then a couple months ago, I took a dirt jumper out. We went to our jumps and we were having fun. And then we built a session jump close to there that I was like, let's do it. But I don't have my bike. Can I use your dirt jumper? Never ridden a dirt jumper before. Bad decision. Just wasn't thinking through it. We built a tree house in a tree, a roller down, and a jump right after. So I was like, all right, well, there's not – I don't know if – like this is a small jump. It's a big jump, but like it doesn't look like you get that much off the air. Never taken the jump before. Rolled down first time. Like my nephew took it a couple times and was fine. I rolled down it, went straight in the air, and just straight to my shoulder. And tore my rotator cuff completely, and they had to pull off my bicep and put it on my arm lower down. So
Ooh,
yeah, those are my injuries.
good
Oh,
lord.
that's awful.
On surgery
God.
number 3 and ready to get back on the bike.
Hey,
We
let's
should
have
hang out
Mark,
more, you know.
Mark, what was that? What was the trail when we were at Santiago Oaks with Isaiah? What was one of the first double blacks or black diamond we dropped?
Sketch
And
balls.
you and I both, nobody. We were riding it blind, and Isaiah's like, "I'm going," and we're
Yeah.
okay. We
That
follow
was
him. We're like,
sketch
"Have you
balls.
ridden this before?" And he's like, "Nope." We're already like committed.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
was
the
that?
first one.
Yeah, we were hucking off rocks, following you down these sketchy lines. Like you
That
hit
was
it so
Like
confident.
real sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one. I forget what that one was called, but I was like, there's people in front of me. This can't be that bad. Like, we're
It was
good.
like-
They're going off of these things.
It was the waterfall, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It
the
was
water-
sketch balls. It was sketch balls. If I wasn't there, but from what I remember of your videos, I think it was sketch balls.
No,
Sketch balls was
Sketchballs
another
was
one I
later.
sent blind.
That's where everybody crashed.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
took
that's
the
where
whole
everybody-
squad down.
This one was waterfalls. And
Yeah,
it was just
waterfalls.
drop
Waterfalls.
after drop
Oh,
after drop.
waterfalls. Yeah.
I've never been on it, and I was like, cool, I'm going. And then Kelly stops on the right, and I was like, why is she stopping? And then all of a sudden, it's just like this steep roller thing, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm going. Like,
Yeah.
and I forget who was following me. It was Mark and
It was Blair.
I was behind
Blair,
Mark.
yeah,
It was
there we
Mark
go.
behind you, and I was behind or MTV caging, and I was behind him.
yeah,
So funny.
yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
I don't get hurt doing gnarly stuff. I get hurt doing the most simple stuff. Like I was turning a berm, like that was it. And then both my tires flew off the top of it. Like I was doing a jump that I normally do with a trick that I've done before.
Mhm.
And then the gnarly stuff where I'm sending it, I'm like, cool. Somehow my bike and me made it through that. But it's the stuff where
I think it's just what we were talking about before.
Absolutely.
Like if you're unfamiliar with it, your brain is
So
designed to
committed.
keep you safe, so it's firing on all cylinders. And the second your brain feels safe, it's
Yep,
kind of
that's
like
so
you're
true.
not. Yeah, and
So
I think
true.
that's what it is. Don't they say most of the injuries happen on fire roads because people are just dicking around like on a fire road
true.
running for like trails? So
Yep.
Mhm.
So true.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I believe that for sure. Alpha MTV has one. He says new bike stoke is dangerous, and also says when I almost broke my face, lost sight and hearing in my left side in a good minute, scariest fall I've ever had. Mind you, I was bleeding from my face walking down Winchester. Oh man,
oh
Good
yikes!
Lord, I don't know if did anybody stop and help you, Alpha MTB? Like when you're in the city walking down a major street, they're probably like, that dude's bleeding from his face. I'm out of here.
no, I'm like, I don't want to talk to
Hey,
him.
you know what they
Right.
teach you? You all may know this already, but like for first responders, they tell you don't assume that somebody has helped or has called for help. People like stand back with an assumption that someone else has taken care of it. And I think the best thing you can do is just engage and at least go, what do you like? Do you need help? What's going on? Like, because you never know. Like somebody could be shook like Isaiah with a concussion.
Yeah.
Right. And not have any idea. And I think it's, as a community, we got to look out for each other with that.
Yeah.
And I can relate with his crash. When I did my most recent one, I hit the ground. I'm replacing my helmet. I'm going to get a new helmet, but I couldn't hear at all. Like my hearing started going away, and I was like,
"Oh, geez."
My wife was there, my dad was there, my sister was there, my brother was there. Like everybody was there. Like I wasn't alone. When I was laying on the ground, like I can't move my arm. I think I snapped my arm. Like I can't. I'm starting to lose hearing. But I was like, "Hey, babe, can you go get me some water? I'm thirsty." And she left, and I thought she left but she heard this, I guess. And I was like, "Dad, I can't hear anything. Like I'm losing hearing. Like I don't know what's happening right now. I'm pretty sure I hit my head pretty hard."
Oh, that's
and he's
awful.
like, "Oh," and my wife came back. She's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Well, I didn't mean for you to hear that, but yeah, I'm okay." Like, but yeah, I went to the ER that night and got a couple stitches in my arm, and then they told me nothing was wrong, and I actually didn't get told anything was wrong for about a month and a half. They even read the MRI results and were like, "Yeah, you have no tears. You're fine."
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, Sam.
That's
Maybe
rough.
nothing.
Adam.
Yeah.
Let's check in real quick on your sub count.
Yeah.
Has Adam?
We're at 881 right now, so I appreciate that from everybody. We still got 2.5 hours left on that. Go to Adam Mock on YouTube, and you can do that. I appreciate Danny and Euro SoCal saying grab your family phone, subscribe to Adam's channel, whatever it takes to get there.
Right.
Let's
Make your dog an account.
let's trick those algorithms on it. Hey, I don't know if he's still on, but if the Colorado kid Joe is on, I just want to shout him out. That guy hustles for content. I know, we're talking about getting my channel up there. He went viral recently on a really well-deserved, really fun little musical number he was doing with bike parts. And
yes,
he was out hustling. I think today, Joe, if you're on, correct me if I'm wrong, but like out working the trails, like trail dog style, like contributing to that kind of trail building and such. And I just think that's really, really, really cool. But he's up north of us, right?
That's right. Yeah, he's in the Auburn area, Northern California, and does a lot of great. He's a good trail steward. I mean, he always has something in his pack that can help clear the trail, get things off the trail. He's just such a good dude.
He carries saws. So here's the good thing: if you wipe out with the Colorado kid, he's probably got like a tree saw with him, and if your leg is stuck.
Well, there goes the tree.
Leg.
Right
leg.
Do I cut the tree or do I cut the leg?
Can you cauterize the limb while he's at it?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Stop the bleeding, please.
Just make sure he cuts off the right leg and you're good.
So if you guys haven't had a chance, did you guys see the one where there was a tree branch across the trail? He didn't have a saw, but he had like 2 handles and a chain.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
The
I want
chainsaws.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
that would look like a good workout. I mean,
we need to find out what that is. That was really cool.
Joe, if you're on, I know he said
really
he's
cool.
packing up for a trip. He's got to leave at 4 a.m., so he may have jumped off. But
okay.
But
so those are handheld chainsaws. Like you can look those up. Handheld chainsaws, and they're incredible. It's basically the chain from those with straps for you.
Yeah, that's really cool. That was amazing.
I was gonna carry one in my sling when I go to the mall. Right? Like, is there something in front of me here at the mall? Does this bank belong here?
MTB Desert Rat's in the house.
What's up?
Yeah, so he used to ride with Ace in the Palm Desert area. And that Cat Cove that Ace was talking about earlier, that is a gnarly cove that has this trail called Han Trail. And if you like climbing, that's one of the places to be, right, Ace? That Han Trail.
Oh man, well, the road you have to climb up to get to all those trails, Dunn Road. The World Cup competitors come down and actually do training camps, just riding up and down that road. So it's intense. But yeah, no, the trails up there, if you pay the price, are really sweet and they're beautiful. That was another injury I left out, was when I fell into a cactus on that one. So yeah. So Luis, if you get a chance to ride with Luis, he's one of the most genuine people you'll ever meet. So love Luis to death. I miss him. Adam's, he's okay, but
MTB Rad Dad. Luckily, he's not. Luis, I just sent you a link to the podcast if you want to jump on. We're probably gonna close it out here in a little bit, but if you want to jump on, jump on.
Whenever I hear Rad Dad's name, I hear Adam, and then I go, "Wait, oh, different Adam." Okay.
I'm gonna hop off to make room for him.
Oh, you can.
Thanks, Isaiah. Appreciate you for everything.
Guys.
Good to see you, brother.
I'm gonna go text a bunch of people and tell them to go subscribe.
Happy New Year. We got a couple hours left for that goal.
All right, guys. Happy New Year.
All right. Happy New Year, dude.
Yeah. So that Dunn Road, I mean, that used to be some Dunn, I guess, is the guy who created that road to come off the top of the mountain to get down into the city. And he created illegally, I guess. But that thing is long. How long is it?
You talked about this on one of your videos a couple months ago, didn't you, Mark? Like when you were riding with Rad Dad? Is that the video you were talking about that with?
Yeah. He was he took me up that climb. There was like, just when I thought I couldn't climb anymore, there was the
even more.
Yeah. What was that one that last section before you get to Han? It's like super
the wall, I think, or something like that. But yeah, that's like right past where the guy's tractor. He just left it there because he got like a cease and desist or something.
Yeah.
And he had to stop. So Luis,
What's up?
Hey, Luis,
What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Rat.
Yeah,
You
we can
sound
hear you.
good.
This is very impromptu. I was about to shower.
We actually had a conversation about that very thing the other day.
about
Just
Luis
wanted to hop
showering.
on here and say what's up to everybody.
What's
What's
up?
up?
Good to
Happy
see
New
you.
Year, bro.
Yeah, back at you guys.
We got Ace on. We had a maiden showing of Burrell bikes, which is awesome.
Nice.
We were just talking about the Dunn Road and those tractors at the top. Now that thing, like once you pass the tractors and you get to that seating area, does PCE cross through there? Because I always see those tables in some PCE pictures.
Yeah, so that's basically where the trail ends. You end up climbing out of PCE through this like really gnarly wash. It's called it 3 miles of hell. It gets really soft during the summertime, and it's horrible. it's a horrible climb out of there. But you get a nice break, once you hit those benches. And then the great thing about once you end there is, depending on how much energy you have left, you might be able to go for a longer trail. You can take Han, or you can take Cat City, which is a little bit shorter but a lot more gnarly trail. And
Dude, yeah,
you still have plenty of options. Or you can just go straight down Dunn, which that's a real brake tester right there. That thing will wear your brakes out. So steep.
I believe it. Going up
Yeah.
Dunn was like, dude, I'm done.
It sounds like Dunn is a great commercial for an e-bike. I'm just saying.
That's a good call. When I went up there with MTB Rad Dad, we were going up Dunn, and there was a guy who took off in front of us, maybe like a 3-minute lead on an e-bike. Once we finally got to the top, he had already done Han, and he was going to do Han again and then Cat, I think, out. I mean, he had so many miles on us. It was insane.
Yep.
Did you do Cat or Art Johnson?
We did Cat with all the crazy rock little drops, and then the switchbacks where if you don't make that turn, you're not coming back type of thing.
That sounds like the death trap that is Cat Cove.
Yeah. Yes. That was pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Air Blair, have you done that one yet?
No. It sounds like there's a part of San Juan Trail that we've been doing lately because it's raining, so everybody's been rolling up on that. And there's this one section like same thing, but I don't know if it's that crazy. But yeah, I would love to do that one. After SART.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get it in this year, Blair.
2022. We're gonna get it started.
Right on.
We're gonna get it in this year.
Now I'm just like, wow, that was crazy. Like, I rode this trail the third time ever riding a mountain bike. I am nuts. So
you rode that only the third time on a bike?
Yeah, because I would just go on the apps and find, whatever the trail was, and I'd show up, and I'm like, this isn't bad. I'd walk half of it, and then eventually I just started clearing more and more of them, and so it's crazy because it's one of those, if you don't progress, you're probably not gonna make it.
Wow.
Dang. Yeah, that was a fun one. I did like the one before we did Cat. It was Han.
Han is
one,
awesome.
That one was awesome.
If you do it in the springtime when all the plants start like blooming and stuff, oh man, especially after this rain, it's gonna be awesome. Here come probably like March.
Dang.
Yeah.
Gonna have to
beautiful
check
scenery
that
out there.
I haven't been. I gotta go.
Yeah, Adam, you would love it. It's beautiful scenery out there, and man, when you're back there going up Dunn Road and you get before the tractors, before the wall, you feel like you're like mountain biking. You are out there. You don't see anything.
Yep. Ooh, which is good or bad? Isn't that always a scary feeling too?
Yeah.
Like it's one of the
it is. Yeah, especially because if you like riding down here in San Diego and stuff, I go out and I just see hikers all the time,
Mm-hmm.
But when you're right out there, you see a hiker maybe like once.
Yeah.
And it's like you see them from a distance, you're like, hey, what's up?
Yeah. Closer towards the
it.
bottom.
Well, what hit me when Danny got injured on San Juan Trail when he got that pedal bite on his calf. One of the things that honestly went through my head because it was warm that day, was if you're out there on your own and you're up that high and people haven't chosen to ride the San Juan that day, you're kind of up there and you're hoping for cell reception if something goes bad. Otherwise, you're like pulling in Isaiah, right? And you're like kind of either walking concussed or doing like, just pure resiliency trying to get you to help. That can be very scary.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd like to chime in on that real quick. So there's an app. Well, I mean, the satellite thing is amazing, but there's an app that's Life 360, and my wife and I, we do that one, and it's just it's even if I don't have cell reception, she can see exactly where I'm at, and I've told her, like, if you see me like in the same spot for 15-20 minutes, there's a problem. 10 minutes we're taking pictures, we're hanging out and stuff, but 15-20 there's a problem. So Life 360 app is really an amazing app for family and friends to like kind of keep track of where you're at.
I appreciate that advice. Hope everyone heard that. I'm going to look into that because that's good. Because if someone doesn't have a separate device, you're saying that doesn't even need cell service to work.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, absolutely.
That's on the satellite. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Leave you guys do your thing. Adam, work into 1K. I hope you get there, brother.
I appreciate the support. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'll be at Greer if anybody wants to join me tomorrow morning. I'll be there around 9-ish. So,
Happy New Year.
so you can fly in. No big deal.
Yeah, there you go.
St. George.
All right.
Happy New Year,
I'll see you guys later.
Good to see you, brother.
Bye.
We're at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I think we're going to call it, guys. We've been in 2 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was like a really good taste of the mountain bike community. Geez, man. Actually, we had Tennessee in the house. We had New Zealand, Boise in the house. Georgia was in the house. All of us out here in Southern California together. Man, what a
Mark's
great
just
day.
a conduit for awesomeness. And it's all good, man.
I agree. He's a humble guy, and I will go tell it on the mountain because he won't do it for himself. But yeah, Mark, you deserve that shine big time. You're and a magnet for a wonderful community. Like this community, you're an integral part of what's happening right now. So thank you for everything.
I don't know how to respond to that, but I love it. I love the sport. I love everybody in it. And I'm just so stoked. We have such a rad community. So good. Well, for those of you who are still on here, don't forget to subscribe to Adam Mock's channel. Let's get him to 1,000. We have a huge giveaway prize for one lucky winner. And thank you all so much for being on. And to Burrell Bikes, thank you so much for jumping on and introducing the bikes to us. I can't wait to see what you have. I'd love to get you back on the podcast and talk about the bikes and see how everything's going for you. And Eric Blair, thank you so much to everything you're doing for the community, those kids.
I love you guys.
Coach Blair, folks. Coach Blair, ladies and gentlemen.
Great guys are good peeps. Thank you.
Happy New Year, everybody. See you on the next episode and see you on the trails. Woo!